In the Belgorod region, a dramatic turn of events unfolded recently, capturing the attention of both Russia and Ukraine. Two self-proclaimed anti-Putin Russian partisan groups, staunch supporters of Ukraine, emerged as the key players in a series of audacious attacks. Previously, local officials had attributed such attacks to the Ukrainian armed forces. However, as the attacks grew more daring and complex, a shift in narrative occurred. These acts were labeled as terrorist in nature, prompting authorities to undertake stringent counter-terrorist security measures in response. The two defiant partisan groups, the Freedom of Russia Legion and the Russian Volunteer Corps, or RDK, had a grand vision in mind. They aimed to establish a demilitarized zone as a crucial step toward liberating the entire Russian territory. Roughly a week later, a viral video depicted a Russian Su-34 attempting to bomb the border checkpoint at Grayvoron and failing miserably. Sabotage. Fighting has erupted along the Russian border with Ukraine after a self-proclaimed Russian partisan group, the Freedom of Russia Legion, claimed to have taken control of a border village within Russia for the first time in the war. The Legion, described as an anti-Kremlin militia seeking to liberate Russia from President Vladimir Putin, crossed the border, overrunning the Kozinka settlement and sending units into the town of Grayvoron in Russia's Belgorod region. The governor of the Belgorod region confirmed that the area came under Ukrainian artillery fire, resulting in 8 wounded people. Authorities in the region have been granted expanded powers to restrict movement and communication services. The situation marks a rare instance where Russian villages near the border have been directly impacted by the conflict initiated by their own army in Ukraine. Both Russian and Ukrainian officials have acknowledged the fighting at the border, with the Kremlin stating that President Putin had been informed and efforts were underway to remove the saboteurs. Although the Freedom of Russia Legion has not previously participated in major battles during the war, the Legion released a statement on social media declaring their actions as an effort to defend freedom and oppose the Kremlin's dictatorship. The Ukrainian government disavowed any connection to the Russian partisan fighters, asserting that they act independently. However, a Ukrainian military intelligence spokesperson acknowledged that the groups aimed to liberate the Belgorod region and create a security zone to protect Ukrainian civilians. The raid's purpose remains unclear, with possibilities ranging from a sustained military strategy to a diversionary strike. There are expectations that Ukraine is preparing for a summer counteroffensive to reclaim occupied territory from Russia. Clashes have been intensifying along the border in the Belgorod and Bryansk regions, with recent losses for Russian forces. Missed targets. In a recent and noteworthy video, 2 Russian Su-34 fallback fighter bombers were captured engaging in a daring mission near the border between Russia and Ukraine. The footage reveals the aircraft dropping a series of powerful bombs from an extremely low altitude aimed at a target within Russia. However, it is obvious that the bombs failed to hit their intended mark, highlighting the challenges of delivering unguided weapons from such a close distance and under intense combat conditions. According to an analysis by journalists Thomas Nudik and Tyler Rogaway from the War Zone, this incident sheds light on the desperate actions undertaken by the Russian military to counter an armed invasion into their own territory. The specific location where this event took place is the Grayvoron border checkpoint, situated in the Belgorod region. Although the settlement of Grayvoron lies approximately 6 miles inside Russian borders, the checkpoint itself is positioned right along the 340-mile border with Ukraine. Reporters explained that the Russian jet was seen releasing powerful bombs known as the Fab 500 SHN. These bombs weigh 1,100 pounds and are designed to be dropped from a low altitude, while the regular Fab 500 SH is typically dropped from about 500 feet. The Fab 500 SHN can be released from as low as 100 feet. They are equipped with drag chutes that open right after they are dropped and have time delay fuses, ensuring that the aircraft can fly a safe distance away before the bombs explode. Air attacks. From the unveiling of the 4th-generation Sukhoi Su-34 bomber in 2017, known as the Fullback by NATO, the type quickly earned a reputation as one of Russia's most capable aircraft. It was able to engage targets in the air and on the ground. During its deployment in Syria, the Su-34 saw extensive service and showcased its exceptional capabilities. Then, as events unfolded during the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Su-34 emerged as a reliable workhorse within the Russian aerospace forces. Nevertheless, the intensity of the conflict took its toll on these bombers. Based on available information from open sources, it's believed that approximately 20 Su-34 aircraft were destroyed due to a combination of enemy actions and non-combat related accidents since the invasion began, reflecting the heavy reliance on this aircraft type and the fiercely contested airspace over much of Ukraine. While the Su-34 had the capacity to carry a wide array of guided munitions, some with considerable standoff range, it was frequently observed deploying dumb ordnance during missions in the Ukrainian war. This observation sheds light on the inflexible nature of Russian tactics and the limited availability of more advanced and costly precision-guided munitions. Apart from the bombs, the Su-34s also deploy infrared decoy flares while dropping their weapons. These flares are used to defend against heat-seeking missiles, particularly portable air defense systems. There have been suggestions that similar weapons may have been used to bring down 4 Russian aircraft over Bryansk Oblast, another border region, earlier this month. Yet there are other claims regarding the weapon systems involved in those attacks. These bombs have some variations to suit different purposes. Some have thicker body walls, enabling them to penetrate deeper, while others have thinner walls for a greater fragmentation effect. Interestingly, although the Su-34 has been sighted numerous times over Ukraine, there seems to be a new development. In an incident in early 2023, an Su-34 mistakenly dropped a bomb on another form of offensive weapon on the city of Belgorod. The result was a devastating explosion that damaged multiple buildings. Different truths. A catastrophic incident unfolded in the heart of the Russian city Belgorod as an unintended bomb drop occurred from a Russian Su-34 aircraft. The consequences were dire, with the city enduring the destructive power meant for another target. Vyacheslav Gladkov, the governor of Belgorod Oblast, recently shed some light on the situation. He claimed that Russia's security forces were engaged in combat to defend against a cross-border incursion. According to him, a clandestine group from the armed forces of Ukraine had infiltrated the territory of the Grayvoron district. However, Ukrainian accounts contested this narrative, asserting that the operations were carried out solely by Russian citizens. The conflicting reports made it exceedingly difficult to ascertain the true nature of the forces the Su-34s were targeting. Belgorod's regional governor disclosed that multiple entities had been actively involved in repelling the incursion. In addition to ground forces, helicopters were reportedly deployed by Russian authorities to combat the perceived terrorist threat. Still, the utilization of fixed-wing aircraft had not been previously announced, amplifying the uncertainty surrounding the operation. As tensions continue to escalate, it remains unclear how this internal conflict will unfold. What is certain is the embarrassing nature of the Su-34 flankers' bombing run miss. Thank you for watching Dark Footage. We're thrilled that you joined us for this adventure. If you enjoy military content and epic stories from all corners of the world, make sure to check out the rest of our Dark Documentaries channels. Please show your support with a like and subscribe to keep up with our latest videos. Stay tuned.